Transportation. NBC7's Dana Griffith joins us now from the Santa Fe Depot in downtown. And Dana, there's been an update on the government's response to that ruling now.
Within the last half hour, we've learned that the DOJ plans to appeal that judge's ruling. But yeah, a lot of people say they are happy they now have the option to ditch their mask. But about half the people we've seen coming from the Amtrak train are actually keeping them on, including this guy from England.
Well, for me, I'm quite happy to wear a mask still on transport. Because you never really know who's going to be travelling. I suppose coming from England, I don't have too much of a strong opinion on how you do things over here in the States. But in the UK, we don't have any sort of mandates to wear things on public transport at the minute. It's optional over there. So I guess it's kind of falling in line with some of the other countries and what they're doing now.
James Halchon and his mom took Amtrak from Los Angeles to San Diego this morning and kept their masks on during the ride. The North County Transit District had morning discussions before announcing it was no longer requiring masks on buses, trains, and at transit stations. MTS is also having those discussions, but have yet to release any new guidelines. This comes a day after the TSA stopped enforcing masks on planes and other public transportation because a federal judge called the CDC mandate unlawful. And while it is a welcome relief for many, depending on how the pandemic evolves, attorney Arlene reminded us that the mask mandate could still return.
I think I could see it happening, and part of the judge's ruling was related to the proper procedures not being followed. So if it's a matter of, redoing it again, but with the proper procedures, they could reinstate the mask mandate.
So MTS passengers at this hour are still required to wear their mask. Coming up at 6, we talk to an Uber driver plus other passengers to get their take on masks being optional on some of these public transits. I'm reporting live in downtown San Diego. Dana Griffin, NBC7.
Okay, Dana, thanks. And speaking